People are always questioning why I have these like super high standards of men. And I just want to explain my background a little bit with men. So, and it might give you guys some more like this is what I grew up around, so this is what I expect. This is what I've had to heal from, so this is what I expect. So, I was raised by a man that was not my biological father. He was my brother's biological father. And my mom had me at 17 and moved away from where my biological father was when I was 1. Also, during her pregnancy, we were not around my biological father at all. It was just me and her, and she was living with my aunt at the time, but the aunt was like in and out of the state all the time, so it really was just me and my mom in her belly and my aunt's dog. So, yeah, 1 year old, my mom moved to Maine and she met my stepdad. And at 19, she had my brother. And he was 17, I believe, at the time. And my mom was, or 17, about to be 18, something like that. They're only a year apart. My mom's a year older than him. So, they got pregnant, had my brother. They shortly split up afterwards. There was a lot, like, they were super young, first of all, and it was like a Romeo Juliet story with the families. Like, the mom was not too fond of my mom because she was black, mulatto, and my stepdad is from a Caucasian, or my brother is from a Caucasian family, so Irish, French family. So that was like a big thing for them, is like, oh wow, our firstborn son is attracted to this mulatto woman and we don't know how to handle that. So, you know, and there was a lot more stuff that I'm not going to disclose involved with that. And this is not a bashing to my family at all. I just want to explain why I am the way I am with men. So anyways, I had a very like brief connection with my biological father. It never was like something that was solid. It always was something that I wanted, but it never was there. But when my stepdad came into my life, even before my mom got pregnant, he was just like really, he's my dad. That's who when I say my dad, I prefer, or not my dad, I prefer, but like when I say my dad, the first thing that comes to mind is the man that raised me since I was 1 year old. So my stepdad. So, when they broke up, after shortly having my brother and had like this whole custody battle and everything, even though they weren't together, my stepdad bought land with the envisioning of this house. I'm going to build a house for my family, meaning my mother, the mother of his child. Even though they weren't together, he just had it in his mind, I'm buying this land and I'm going to build her house. I'm going to build my family a house. Like, he always had it in his mind, even though they weren't together, like, this is my woman. This is who I love. This is the mother of my child. That's also how he was raised. His parents had him at 17 and they got married at 17. So, you know, he's grown up around this like family dynamic his whole life. Like, hardworking man, woman, having babies, you provide for your woman that has your babies. So, you know, when I look at that effort, that dedication, that love, and I remember hearing it, my mom heard it through the grapevine, they weren't even together, and she's like, someone told her, like, he's building you a house, Shauna Ray. And she's like, what? Like, we're not even together. What are you talking about? And then somehow the land got leaked. I don't know who it came through, but we drove down the road and there was a plot of land that was bought. And I remember feeling my mom, her joy, her ecstatic bliss, like, oh my God, this man, he still loves me. Even though the family is not allowing us really to like be who we need to be because we're so young and they're trying to have hands in everything and control everything. This man wants me. This man is building a house for me. And they would see each other like in the middle. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and like no one was in our home before I went to bed, and I'd wake up. He'd come over in the middle of the night to have like their loving time in the dark because they couldn't be in love together and seen in public without having their love torn apart, or like eyes everywhere. The family up there is a very small town, but the family my brother comes from is a very well-known family, and everyone knows everyone. So if they were to be seen together, they would stick out like a sore thumb, and it always got back to his mother somehow. So, even, like my mom, even the apartment that we moved in first, my stepdad, before they were even together, my stepdad's aunt was upstairs, or cousin was living upstairs from us, so it was, he'd come over and give furniture, and the upstairs neighbor would like tell, everybody the business in the family. So my mom would be like, how does everyone know everything? And it's because everyone literally knew that family, and everyone knows each other. And she's obviously one of the only brown women, I think at that time, like that our family was the only like brown people in the town, like the first. So yeah, when I see that dedication and that love that my dad had for my mom, no matter what, like he never let anything get in the way. He always had a plan, like as a plan for him. He's like, I know my mom feels this way, but this is the woman I love, and I'm going to build her a house. And eventually, it just happened, and it was the most wholesome, loving, beautiful feeling for me. And to see my mom go from like single mom, stressed out, crying in front of me, and me always feeling like, what can I do I hate seeing my mom upset, to feeling very held and complete, and someone building us a fucking house. Of course my standards are high. Like, what do you mean? I had a man come in my life that wasn't even my father, that took care of me, claimed me as his own, loved me as his own, loved my mother well, and built us a home. Why wouldn't I have the standards that I do? Why would I lower my standards from that at all? I honestly, truly believe that God gave me this man to never settle for less. Even though my biological father dropped the ball and did not have the training equipped that he needed to be the father that I needed, I was gifted an amazing stepfather that showed me what women like us are worthy of and what we are deserving of, especially when we give a man a child. So call me bougie, call me snobby, whatever. I was really shown by it's just not everyone has an amazing man to look up to. Not everyone has an amazing Pegasus man in their lives to crumble away the harshness of men and the neglect of men and the abandonment of men that other men give. So I'm so grateful for that, and that's why I am the way I am with men. I saw it. I saw a man put his heart first, put his love first, put his family first, and we had a really good life together. Their life was really good together until it wasn't. So my family, like, that was the happiest time of my life, was when all of my family was together, my brother, my stepdad, my mom, and me. And not everything changes. Things change, so I'm still happy. I still love my family. I love my dad. I'm really appreciative of his new wife, that loves him and takes care of him in the ways that he feels are good for him. But those are my standards, and those are why. And I'll never settle for less, because I've seen it and I know it's real. It's about effort. So if the effort's not there, the effort's not there. It's not that you can't, you just don't want to. I've seen a man want to, so I'm always going to look for that. A man that wants to father versus a man that doesn't. A man that steps up to the plate of something that's not even his. That's inspiring to me, and I'm never going to settle less because of that. And he's a Libra, by the way. So, Venusian. He came in to really refine. His middle name is Arthur, first name David. He is a very, very powerful individual. Also a redhead. So I see a king in him. I see a god in him. I'm very grateful. I see a wizard, king, Arthur, Grail line, King Arthur line, I'm pretty sure. So that's why. Not bougie. I just have high standards, because I was raised to have them and to never settle for less. Mwah.